Coming up on First at 4, Election Day is tomorrow, and we'll break down the race for the 29th District State Senate seat. Plus, negotiations continue as the Boeing strike surpasses 50 days.
And we're seeing a mixture of sun and clouds out there at this hour, but much needed rain chances are in the forecast. Details in a few minutes.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, less than 24 hours from the election in Eastern Kentucky, many folks are keeping a close eye on the 29th District State Senate race following the unexpected death of Senator Johnny Turner last month. WYMT's Madison Carmouche breaks down what to expect if you are voting in Harlan, Bell, Letcher, Knott, or Floyd counties.
Steve, Senator Johnny Turner was involved in an incident on September 15th, which led to him being airlifted to the University of Tennessee Medical Center. A couple of weeks later, it was announced Turner would be running unopposed after his independent opponent, David Sir, left the race in mid-October. Turner died on October 22nd due to injuries sustained in the September incident. Potential write-in candidates were left with 3 days to file as a candidate. In that time, 11 candidates applied for write-in candidacy. Officials with the Kentucky Secretary of State's office say whichever of the candidates receive the most write-ins will win the seat. 3 of the candidates received political endorsements ahead of Election Day. Mayor of Pineville, Scott Maiden, was endorsed by the Senate Republican Campaign Caucus, Johnny Turner's family, and Congressman Hal Rogers. Justin Noble was endorsed by Governor Andy Beshear, Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman, and Senior Advisor Rocky Adkins. Tanner Hesterberg was endorsed by the Conservative Caucus of Kentucky. The other 8 candidates did not have political endorsements. Madison Carmouche, WYMT Mountain News.
Certainly one race we'll be keeping a close eye on tomorrow night, and because it's a write-in campaign, it may take a while before we know the winner of that race, just like the presidential race. We will have a breakdown from a majority of those state Senate candidates about some of the issues they are focusing on. That's coming up tonight at 6. The 3 days of early voting went very smoothly in Kentucky. That's according to Kentucky Secretary of State Michael Adams. He says almost 800,000 Kentuckians have already cast their ballots. He says after tomorrow, he predicts more than 60% of registered voters in the state will have voted. Adams says some did take to social media regarding allegations of not being able to vote for a certain candidate, but he says that did not come to Frankfort.
0 complaints about any sort of device, picking the wrong candidate, other than a voter's choice. We've gotten 0 complaints about a pre-marked ballot, right? This stuff is on social media. People want to get eyeballs. They don't want to put the facts out. They have their own agendas.
Adams says with so many different places to vote early in some counties, some could do a better job of advertising the locations with shorter lines. Ahead of Election Day tomorrow, Kentucky Secretary of State Michael Adams announced guidance to protect voter intimidation at the polls. Adams is reminding everyone that no person may electioneer within 100 feet of a polling place. No person is allowed in the voting room with you, and you cannot take pictures of others at the voting precinct. If you witness voter intimidation, you're asked to inform a precinct officer. It is still uncertain who will succeed Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell in that Senate leadership role, but there are some top candidates being considered. Senator John Cornyn and Senate GOP whip John Thune have been pouring millions into GOP candidates' campaign accounts and stumping for them on the trail. Also in the mix, but more of a long shot, Senator Rick Scott. GOP senators and top aides say the race could go either way. McConnell has not said whom he supports to be his successor.
Well, as advertised, we had unseasonably warm temperatures again today, with temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. And right now we're seeing a little bit of cloud cover on the Kentucky Mesonet camera in Breathitt County, and temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. 79 from Moorhead down to Irvine. Somerset's now at 77, 74 in London. Hazard's at 73. Pikeville is also at 73. Then you go to Grundy, we're seeing a temperature of 72 degrees. All is quiet right now on live pinpoint Doppler radar. This will get a break for tomorrow for the most part. It's when we get into the evening and overnight hours of your Tuesday that rain chances will start to pick up, and then they'll really ramp up as we go throughout the day on Wednesday. But all is quiet tonight. On FutureView, you can see by 11 o'clock, we'll see temperatures in the 60s. By the time Tuesday morning rolls around, we'll see temperatures in the upper 50s and low 60s. And then by the time we get into the afternoon hours, we'll see plenty of sunshine, temperatures in the upper 70s, some places getting into the low 80s. Now, we're going to cool off as we go throughout the week. Details on that in the First Alert forecast coming up in a few minutes. Steve.
All right, Eric, good to have you back from vacation. Thank you. Striking Boeing workers are voting today on the company's latest contract offer. The new deal involves a 38% increase over 4 years, just shy of the union's original demand of 40%. Boeing is also offering a ratification bonus of up to $12,000. Union leaders warn the deal might be the best they can get. Analysts say the strike has affected a number of things, including global travel, as airlines await new planes. The surge in alcohol sales that came with the COVID-19 pandemic has come to a halt. Customers are now pushing back on expensive booze. Some of the world's biggest alcohol makers have recently reported declines in volumes or sales. According to a report from drink analysis firm IWSR, overall volumes fell for the first 7 months of 2024. That includes tequila, American whiskey, beer, and wine. Instead, customers are choosing just lower priced items like beer. Coming up on First at 4, we'll have the latest entertainment headlines in our Hollywood Minute.
And in the world of weather, much needed rain chances are in the forecast. We'll break everything down in a few minutes.